Give me the beat. Good evening and welcome to the 7th annual Taste the Dream virtual gala. My name is Tuesday Night and I'm the president and CEO of San Antonio for Growth on the Eastside, also known as SAGE. Our mission here at SAGE is to champion investments that improve the quality of life for individuals, families, neighborhoods, and businesses on San Antonio's East Side. Each year for the gala, we work with a variety of chefs, countless volunteers, and many community partners, celebrating diversity through food here in San Antonio. Last year, this event sold out. We hosted close to 500 guests for a formal black tie event and served a 3-course plated dinner and signature drink. Our chefs cooked on a live stage and worked to prepare an unforgettable meal. The energy in the room was remarkable that night. It was that night that I shared the words of my father, that it takes a village to do the work we do every day, and I was reminded of the power of what can be accomplished when people come together for one common cause. Over the years, we've changed the location of the event and the food, but one thing remains constant: our strong commitment to the community we serve. You see, the gala is one of my favorite events because it's our night to shine. It's our night of magic, and it is what funds the work that we do the other 364 days a year. I am so proud of our community for how they prove to us time and time again that when given the chance to help, people will do great things together. The coronavirus pandemic has had a profound impact on the world and will so for years to come. And although we cannot be together in person this year, we are incredibly excited for the program ahead of us this evening. Tonight, we celebrate the great work that SAGE has accomplished over this last year. It celebrates your partnership. And with that said, the theme of the night is a masquerade ball, or as we like to call it, Mask Care Aid. But you're going to hear more about that a little bit later in the program. So, from the comfort of your home, you are individually supporting economic development on the East Side, and we welcome you to the SAGE Taste the Dream Annual Gala 2021. So please join me in welcoming Angela Mesquiti for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Angela. That was beautiful. Thank you for that national anthem. Now, please join me in welcoming Father Kevin with Holy Redeemer Church for the invocation.
Thank you, Tuesday, for the introduction. I'm grateful. It's great to be a board member of SAGE that does so much good on the east side of San Antonio. But tonight, as I've been asked to pray, certainly I want to pray for SAGE, but I also want to pray for for our entire community and all those who suffer from COVID and all those people who have been working to eradicate it and all the healthcare workers who have worked so hard during this time of pandemic. So let us pray. Good and loving God, we ask your blessing upon us this evening as we gather virtually. We ask that this time might be a time of celebration of Sage and everything that Sage does for our community. We ask your continued blessings upon Sage, upon the board, upon those who work day in and day out in the office, and especially to all our benefactors and supporters who really support us in doing the work that we need to do on the East Side. Good and loving God, continue to strengthen us, to uplift your people, and to build up that community of life and love, supporting individuals and businesses as we move ourselves forward in development and growth and change. We ask, Lord, that you bless those who are ill at this time, those who suffer from the coronavirus. Indeed, Lord, we ask you to bless our entire country, that we might persevere, that we might get through this time of pandemic, and that we might come through it with a greater wisdom and understanding of what we need to do and how we need to care for one another. We make this prayer that it might be a time of celebration this night, that we might enjoy one another virtually and continue to support and build up the work of Sage on the East Side. We make this prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen. All right, Tuesday, we're back to you.
Thank you so much, Father Kevin, for that inspiring invocation. Thank you for being here with us today. Again, I would like to say thank you from our board and on behalf of our board members who are Juan Mata, Joanne Sosa, Jeff Arndt, Stephanie Ash, KJ Fetter, Father Kevin Faust, Dr. Tamika Wilson, and Sandy Villaseñor. And of course, our board chair, Robert Melvin, who we are going to hear from next.
Thank you very much, Tuesday. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2021 Taste the Dream Gala. I am so happy that you all are able to join us virtually. We are in some extremely different times. 2020 definitely proved to be extremely challenging. I am very grateful for the work that was done by Tuesday and her staff in collaboration with the city and the county in being able to provide valuable resources to the community, not just for the East Side, but for the city of San Antonio. It is critical as we look and reflect upon from whence we've come, just to realize how dynamic the world was a year ago. It was very confusing, it was very challenging. Sage rose from the enormity of the COVID-19 with a great deal of poise and proved to be a valuable asset to the city of San Antonio and the state of Texas. I am grateful to be able to continue our tradition of our annual gala, albeit a little bit different. I don't get to see you all in person, but I feel your energy, and I'm grateful to be able to share this with you all. But COVID-19 affected everyone. It was not specific to one demographic. It wasn't specific to one region. It was a universal pandemic that rattled everyone's lives in one way, shape, or form. Our board of directors stood strong. We supported one another, and we were able to provide the necessary support for our team to ensure that the work of Sage continued, and it did so without interruption. I want to say thank you to the board, thank you to Sage, thank you to Tuesday, thank you to the wonderful staff that has supported and continued the mission of our organization. It has been an honor to be with such a fantastic board. And without further ado, Miss Tuesday Night.
Now, please join me in welcoming our mayor, Ron Nirenberg, to the stage. Ron Nirenberg is the mayor of one of the nation's fastest growing cities with the 7th largest population in the United States. He was raised in Austin, Texas, and attended college in San Antonio. Nirenberg is the son of an immigrant from Southeast Asia and the grandson of immigrants from Eastern Europe who passed through Ellis Island. He was first elected to represent District 8 on the San Antonio City Council in 2013. During his 2 terms, he championed smart city and regional planning, inclusive economic development, environmental stewardship, fiscal responsibility, and governmental accountability. He was then elected again as a 2nd term in 2019. Under his leadership as mayor, the city's budget has been adopted with a focus on equity to ensure that all parts of the city have the same level of services and infrastructure. He is focused on making key investments necessary to accommodate the growth of San Antonio, which is expected to nearly double in population by 2040. This forward-looking approach drives the mayor's vision of a compassionate community with a globally competitive economy. Now, you may have seen him on CNN, or you may have seen him every day on our news talking about the COVID response and what's happening with the pandemic. But tonight, we have him here at Taste the Dream.
Since it was founded in 2008, San Antonio for Growth on the Eastside has been a valued partner of the City of San Antonio in the economic development efforts. Sage has taken a lead in the role in managing the Eastside Promise Zone, bringing hope and growth to the area. Sage works with a wide variety of community partners, helping small businesses and helping to create jobs. It would be impossible to overstate the value of Sage's services to our community through activities such as storefront grants. Sage is making a difference. I want to take this opportunity to thank Sage and its leaders for the important work they are doing to make our city more prosperous and more vibrant. We appreciate all that you do, and we need your efforts to continue. Best wishes to you for a successful year in 2021.
So tonight you've heard from a lot of speakers, you've heard a wonderful national anthem, and had a fantastic prayer. You received a lot of items in your gala bag, so let's talk about those. You have a masquerade mask to go with our theme, Mask, Care, Aid. Now, the program for tonight is really progressive. You're gonna have to follow along with us step by step. So first, let's address what you received in your gala package. You have a signature Tito's Masquerade Mule package, where we're going to hear how to make that. You have 4 courses from our amazing chefs that you're gonna hear from tonight. So we hope you dressed up and understand that pants are optional at your home gala, but please keep your seats. Set your oven to broil and get ready to enjoy your first meal. While at home, again, please make sure to take selfies, use hashtags #MaskCareAid and hashtag #TasteTheDream2021. Welcome Carlos Lomeli and show us how to make this amazing drink to get our night started off right.
Hello everyone, my name is Carlos Lomeli from Tito's Handmade Vodka, and today I want to walk you through making a Tito's Masquerade Mule. For those not familiar with the brand, Tito's Handmade Vodka is distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, where it all started back in 1997. Tito Beverage, that's his real name, started the first legal distillery. He liked the original label, and so we've stuck with it. It's kind of a recycled look. That's what he wanted to use, recycled paper, and then we use a copper finish because Tito's Handmade Vodka is made using copper pot stills and made from corn, so it's naturally gluten-free. All right, so let's get started. Traditionally, a mule will come in a copper mug, but just know that you can use any style of glassware you like. Today I chose our awesome Tito's Cantarito. So, to start, you'll need some fresh lime juice and some strawberries. So we'll put those in there and muddle them in. I'll start by cutting some lime, and you'll want to get about ½ an ounce of lime in there. So judging by the size of your lime, you'll want to get some nice fresh lime in there. Next, I'll cut some strawberry. About 3 slices should do, and you'll want to add your strawberries in there. So you'll have your lime and your strawberry ready to go. Next, we'll add a dash of simple syrup. Now this is an optional component. If you like it sweet, you can leave it off if you don't. So once you have about ¼ ounce of simple syrup in there, you're ready to muddle. Grab your muddler, or you can even use a house spoon, just to kind of gently muddle in the strawberries. All right. Once that's in there, we're ready to pour our Tito's handmade vodka. You'll want to pour about 1.5 ounces in. If you have a jigger at home, great. If not, just using a standard shot glass should be okay. So we'll add 1.5 ounces of Tito's handmade vodka in there. And so once you have lime juice, muddled strawberries, a dash of simple if you prefer, and your Tito's, we're ready to add ice. So when adding ice, you want to make sure you keep your glass full of ice, because once you add the ginger beer and all the stuff gets stirred in there, it'll kind of dilute a little bit. And that's kind of what you want to get from it. It's going to be a nice refreshing cocktail in the end. Okay, now we're ready to add our ginger beer. We'll go with 2 ounces of ginger beer to top this refreshing cocktail off. Okay, next we're ready to give it a light stir. We're going to just kind of mix all the ingredients together and let it dilute a bit. Just a couple seconds worth of stirring, it should be just fine. And then we're ready to garnish. Let's add another slice of strawberry to the rim. And the last thing we'll do is we'll add a little mint, just to kind of give it some aromatics. After which, then we'll just add some straws and we're ready to go. So again, simple ingredients, light and refreshing cocktail, the Tito's Masquerade Mule, 1.5 ounces Tito's vodka. We pressed some fresh juice in there, and we muddled some strawberries, and then last we just added the ginger beer. I feel like all of your guests will enjoy it, and I hope you do too. Cheers.
Thank you, Carlos and Tito's handmade vodka. That will surely start our night off with a little kick. Are you ready to eat? I know I am. Let's go see what our first chef has in store for us. Chef Art Menchaca currently serves as the catering sales manager for Rosemary's Catering. Chef Menchaca has extensive experience in operations and administration, having served in management roles for other catering facilities and at other conference center venues. Chef Art Menchaca has firsthand experience acquired through training at Le Cordon Bleu in Chicago, and then as a chef in some of the Windy City's finest restaurants. Be prepared for a wonderful hors d'oeuvre.
Welcome back to the Sage 2021 Taste the Dream Gala. My name is Patrick Moton. We are so excited to have you here with us. We've got another tremendous chef here tonight, Chef Menchaca. He is part of the team here at the Redberry Mansion. Amazing chef. He's going to talk to us about something that he's making here. Chef, tell us what you prepared for us tonight.
Hi everyone. So happy to be here. Today we're going to do what we call a shrimp melt-away. It's basically one of our more popular appetizers that we offer. It'll be shrimp, some Parmesan cheese, and a little bit of mayo on a toasted baguette. So it's got all that different texture and mouthfeel and deliciousness.
Ooh, awesome. Sounds good already. Sounds like a light handheld.
It is.
Oh, outstanding. Well, let's get started. What are the ingredients that we're working with? You told me a little bit. What type of cheese is that, and shrimp and everything else we've got here?
So this is a wedge of Parmigiano Reggiano. So it is Parmesan, the good stuff. We grated it, and I have some over here that we're going to use for the actual recipe. But I wanted to show you guys, what we're working with. I'm going to use a little garlic to flavor the shrimp. We've got some shrimp that we're gonna cook up in just a bit. We've got a little mayonnaise that we're gonna mix in with the shrimp and the Parmesan and the chives. And then we're just gonna toast some baguettes and put it on top, finish it off in the oven.
So a baguette with cheese and shrimp. I don't think we can go wrong here. All right, well, let us see the process that we're gonna go through today.
So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our shrimp.
All right, now is there a specific type of shrimp? When I go into the seafood section, I'm like pre-cooked, tiger shrimp. What's your recommendation?
So we're gonna cook it, so we're gonna get raw shrimp. When I cook at home, depends on how much time I have, and I try to cook every day for my family, but I get the easy peel shrimp. You know, they're already deveined and cut, and I just take off the shell. But the shell has a lot of flavor, so I like to use that. Today, for this recipe, we're using 16-20 shrimp. That means there's 16 to 20 pieces per pound, right? It's a nice, larger shrimp, and then we're gonna cook it just barely, and then we're going to mince it and mix it with the rest of the ingredients that are gonna top our baguette.
All right, so you're gonna heat this up.
I'm
You
gonna
just
heat
got a
some
little
oil.
butter in there.
It's got a little olive oil.
Olive oil,
I'm
okay.
gonna crack 3 garlic teeth. I'm gonna, just to flavor the oil. I'm not mincing it because I really don't want it in the recipe.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with it. If you like it, if you're making this at home, you know, feel free. But I'm just trying to flavor that oil a little bit.
Guys, I know you can't smell this garlic at home, but open up a garlic clove and put it to your nose right now, and that's what it smells like in here. Looks great.
I'm gonna save that because I might use it
All right, we're gonna take those
on
out,
my baguette.
but you still have that flavor in the oil.
I've got the flavor in there.
Awesome.
I'm gonna toss my shrimp in there.
All right.
Nice hot pan, as you can tell. Now, normally I would salt and pepper the shrimp. I'm not gonna add too much salt because the Parmesan is very salty.
Okay.
But I am gonna add just a little pinch. You have to pay extra for those flames.
I love that. I try not to do that at home because my fire alarm goes off, but it looks great.
Yeah, we got a big Ansel systems here, we're okay. And what I wanna do with these is just cook them till they're basically a C. So my little trick that I always tell people is when you're cooking shrimp, if you cook it to a C, it's cooked. If you cook it to an O, it's overcooked.
And by C, you mean the way that it's curled
The shape,
up?
yes. Normally they're you know, kind of almost straight and then they start curling up.
Right.
That's your cooked and that's your overcooked.
Wow, cook it to a C. That is a great tip. All right, Chef,
Then
so
we're
what we got
okay.
going on next?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull it off the heat and let it cool off, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna toast our baguette. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this garlic again,
All right, so the garlic goes back in the
Back
pan.
in.
All right.
and I'm gonna add butter. Can't go wrong with butter.
Oh, yes.
And I'm going to let that melt a little bit. It's on very low heat, while
That is keto butter, by the way.
keto,
we're
yes,
using.
very friendly. The baguette, not so much.
So looks like those are just about ready.
Yeah, we're set with these. So nice, you know, in school they taught us to cook these till they were GBD, golden brown delicious.
Golden brown delicious. GBD, learn something else.
So what we're gonna do now is, as we were chatting and I told you a little bit about myself, I minced up our shrimp, okay? So then all we're gonna do with that shrimp is put it in a bowl. And there's, you know, you really can't mess this up. You can go as fine as you want or as chunky as you want. Some people like that texture, other people don't. I particularly enjoy, you know, biting into it. And we do it all sorts of different ways. So whatever your preference at home is, that works.
I am of that belief too. Big chunks of shrimp can't go wrong there.
And this is nicer shrimp. It's not the popcorn shrimp. It's not the cocktail shrimp. It's got some meatiness to it. And then what we're gonna do to that is we're gonna add some mayonnaise on there. And that's gonna add flavor, but it's also fat, you know? And well, fat is flavor, right? According to Emerald. All right, and then we're also gonna add Parmesan cheese. And the Parmesan and the mayo are gonna be about the same quantity. What the cheese is gonna do is, aside from adding flavor with the saltiness, it's gonna add that umami flavor as well. But it's also, as it starts browning, it's gonna bind everything together because it's gonna kind of melt and adhere to itself. And it's just gonna bring it all together. So if you look at it, it's just a nice,
Oh, that's beautiful.
firm mixture. And then we're gonna add some chives to it. So what we do here is, now it's all mixed in. And then
Ooh.
we're just gonna
All
top our
right.
toast. So when the people that order this get it at home for their assembly, they're gonna get the toasted bread and they're gonna get the mixture all set to go. You're gonna top it. And then you're just gonna put it, you have a couple of different options. You can put it under the broiler, you know, on a low broil setting. If you have a convection oven, you can put it in a convection oven at about 350. If you want to torch it, you can torch it, and I'm probably going to torch one just for fun. And in the convection oven, it'll take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the oven.
Awesome.
So you kind of just keep an eye on it.
Well, this is beautiful. And so now, what do we call this again?
This is our shrimp melt-away.
This is shrimp melt-away, Chef Menchaca of the Arcade Group. This is a beautiful dish. And once again, my favorite part of the show. I'm going to take a taste.
It might be a little hot, be careful.
All right. Okay. When I'm not talking, that lets you know. This is really good. Wow, you can taste that cheese along with the shrimp, and that garlic permeates.
Yes, a little tanginess from the mayo.
The garlic and the mayo through the bread, through the shrimp. What an amazing dish. So good. Wow, that's great. Chef Menchaca, thanks so much for coming. So much. Please stay tuned for more information about Sage. Thanks so much for coming. Thanks again, Chef.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chef. I can't wait to taste your shrimp melt-aways. Didn't that just look scrumptious? Now, we need you all to reduce your oven heat for the mouth-watering entree coming up. So change it from broil to 275. Next, we're going to hear from our Sage back office program client, Deanna Brown, who is the founder of the local nonprofit Forward Progress Arts and Entertainment Center and Dream Archer.
Hi, I'm Deanna Brown, founder, CEO, and Dream Archer of Forward Progress Arts and Entertainment Center, Incorporated. So our nonprofit, we're a 501c3 organization where we encourage creative dreamers to become authentic artists. And by doing so, we provide a platform for them to be able to express their artistic side. For me, that's exactly what Forward Progress stands for, being able to provide a platform, bringing in professional coaches and mentors to see them and take them to the next level. That's what I'm excited about the most. I started Forward Progress because when I was young, I wanted to be in the entertainment industry and nobody around me really knew how. And so when I saw that same gift in my son and many other young people around me, I made it my mission to learn how to get them involved. I love being able to provide a platform for people the first time to pursue their dreams in the entertainment industry. Some of the services that we provide would be our Dream to Screen program, which they come in with a script or a script idea. In about 6 to 8 weeks, we go through all of the mechanics of making a film or a short film, whatever that may be. And then at the end of that process, then we shoot a short film for them. Another class is our AIM program, where it's mainly writers that have an idea or a beginning script and they need to move it from page to stage, so to speak. Forward Progress, we believe in people's dreams. It's not about the class that we offer as much as it is about what's your dream and what can we do to help you propel towards that target. We had a plan of action moving forward, and it was like the pandemic came and everything we had planned had to stop immediately. All of our live performances, plays, and films halted. So during the pandemic, the Sage Back Office program, they really helped and assisted us in when I started trying to fill out all these grants. They really helped me through the process of getting the application done and the loan process. And we were able to buy equipment to further advance our program. So I'm so grateful for the back office because they really did assist us and they're doing everything they can to further our dream and our vision. The reason why I keep coming back to Sage is the personal service. If you come to Sage, you will have that personal relationship with those that are helping you and you won't really feel just like a number. When you have a dream, don't ever give up on it because it's never too late. Never stop dreaming and never stop pursuing your dream. You can go from dream to screen, page to stage, and you can make forward progress at any age. So I really want to thank Sage for helping Forward Progress Arts and Entertainment Center to get to our next level of growth. Keep doing what you do to help us grow.
Thank you, Deanna. What a phenomenal program this is to have in our community. Now we will hear from our title Epicurean sponsor and one of our long-standing partners, University Health.
Good evening. I am Dr. Tommy Austin, Senior Vice President and Chief Nursing Executive of University Health and a member of our COVID-19 response team. University Health is proud to be the Epicurean sponsor for the 7th annual Sage Taste the Dream Virtual Gala. This is our 4th year sponsoring the Taste the Dream Gala. We're always excited to work with a team devoted to celebrating the businesses, people, and community that have helped to develop our Eastside. And now to bring this great event to us in the safety of our own homes truly shows we've chosen a great partner in Sage. I am proud to report that University Health has been at the forefront of developing and distributing resources and responses during the COVID-19 pandemic. University Health continues to adapt to provide excellent care while keeping our patients and employees safe. Here are just a few examples of our leadership over the past year. Early on, we instituted staff and patient screenings prior to entering our facilities and mandatory masking. We've gone virtual too. Our clinics have pivoted to using telehealth, while our blog, healthfocussa.net, provides relevant, timely information from our community of medical experts about COVID-19 and other health-related topics. And finally, we have established a COVID-19 vaccine hub at Wonderland of the Americas, where we can vaccinate up to 5,000 people a day. This past year has had its share of challenging moments for all of us. But working together, our community met those challenges, and we have come through stronger because we can do it SA. University Health is very proud to support the many healthcare workers working on the front lines. Our thanks alone cannot repay them for their countless hours of sacrifice. But tonight we want to say thank you. And I want to raise this glass and toast and celebrate each and every one of you for the great work that you've done over the past months. I once again thank all of those continuing the mission of keeping the Eastside a sustainable and flourishing neighborhood for all of San Antonio. And a Texas-sized thank you to Sage, the vital services they provide to the community. Now let's get back to the show and this amazing meal and celebrate the Eastside's resilience.
Chef Gus Bard and his wife Shannon opened the doors of their Eastside establishment, Sweet Yams, in 2012. Chef Gus has over 30 years experience in the food industry, including as general manager for 8 years at the Library Ale House in California. Named after one of the most nutritious vegetables, this hidden gem is San Antonio's first organic Southern restaurant and offers healthy, gluten-free soul food through a diverse menu. Sweet Yam's mission is to provide the community with delicious, affordable, and clean food. I hope you're ready for a delightful appetizer.
Hello, and thanks for joining us again for the Sage 2021 Taste the Dream Gala. We're here today with Chef Gus Bard, and he's going to be sharing a little bit about some amazing ceviche with a little Southern flair. Chef Gus, you are the owner of Sweet Yams Restaurant. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're preparing for us today?
Okay, today I'm going to prepare a salmon ceviche with a slight Southern kick to it, slight Southern twist to it. It's just got a light little spice to it, a nice sweet tangy sauce. It's a very simple and quick recipe, and ready to go.
Awesome, well walk us through.
Okay, first you're gonna start off with your diced onions and your garlic. That's gonna be part of your marinade on your salmon. Just to play it safe, I seared the salmon for about 3 minutes. And you know, you can do it raw if you're cooking your own salmon and you have sushi grade salmon only. But this time I go ahead and seared it just for food safety. So what you do is take your diced onions, your diced garlic. Here I have organic limes and organic tangerines. Of course, I use all organic, including the garlic and the onions. This will be your final product, and what it looks like now, I grilled the onions. That kind of gives it a nice little twist and a little extra hit to it. Also marinated in the tangerine and the lime. You can marinate for about 20-25 minutes. Overnight is just fine. Then here I have your green onion, your Roma tomatoes, your organic avocado and cilantro. And here for the sauce is chili powder and brown sugar. We got our garlic and salt, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of chili there. And then to finish it off, we're gonna finish it off with cilantro and corn chips. Blue corn chips preferably, top it with a little bit of sesame seeds.
Wow, Chef, I'm looking at all these amazing colors. Everybody out there, I don't know if you can see all the reds and greens and oranges. What is it about cooking with fresh ingredients that's important to you, Chef?
Primarily, it's important for your health. So the fresher the ingredients, the better the digestion, the better the health ultimately. So of course, and not only just fresh, I prefer to cook with only organic. You know, non-pesticide, everything across the board, which is hugely better for your health all the way. But fresh makes the taste of fresh vegetables, the effect of fresh vegetables is extreme. And it's very direct, you feel it immediately.
Outstanding, so good for you and good to you. All right, so let's take a listen to this explanation of how you're making this ceviche with the southern flair. So we talked a little earlier about you being from the Arclotech and how everybody cooks with all different spices and flavors. So what are you putting into this to give it that Arclotech flavor, that flair that you were talking about earlier?
Particularly a nice mix of garlic powder, chili powder, salt, pepper. That's always a good start to give it a nice, and of course cayenne, just a hint. And then this one we have just a hint of cayenne, not to make it too spicy for those that might not like spices. But that hint of cayenne, that garlic, onion powder, pepper, salt mix to get it at the right, of course the right amounts, always comes out with this perfect southern flavor that you're looking for.
Awesome, awesome. So we get all the ingredients here. Can we go through the steps for the folks out there about how you're gonna make this dish?
Absolutely. Once again, it's the grilled onions. Now, importantly, do your grilled onions and your grilled garlic. You want to saute that hot. So get your oil hot first to saute that because you don't want to burn it, but you want that perfect grilled kind of sauteed flavor to it. So I start off by sauteing the onions and the garlic, and the salmon is already being marinated in your organic lime and tangerine. Then you mix in, which is the mix right here. This is your grilled onions and your garlic mixed in and marinated with your salmon. We're gonna mix that up a little bit. Don't need to do much to it.
Well, that salmon looks fresh too.
It's delicious. And then when we finish it off, we're just gonna add, right here, we'll go ahead and add it now. You add your tomatoes to it. You add your green onions and your cilantro. You're also gonna top it with cilantro, but right now we're just gonna mix it in with the entire mix. The colors are beautiful, so we all know that anything that looks beautiful to eat tends to add to the experience. So
wow, that does look great. Now, your restaurant, Sweet Yams, how'd you come up with that concept? It reminds me of the South. I'm from Alabama. We grew up eating sweet potatoes and yams. So where's that thought come from?
Sweet yams, particularly for me, came from the yam itself. So the yam, when it was grown in Africa, it was one of the survival foods in Africa. So when everything ran out, when it was dry seasons, they could survive on the yam alone. And in many countries and all throughout history, you'll find the yam is kind of a survival food that would make it through the ages.
I'll be honest with you guys, when my power was out, I was not thinking about a yam as a survival food. So that is good to know that that is something that will last.
Yes.
And that is good for you. Outstanding. Yes. All right, so we got all this mixed together. We got our tomatoes and cilantro. Where are we going next?
We're gonna hit the sauce real quick. So you got your tomato sauce in there. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of cayenne.
Wow, a little sweet and spicy all together.
You got your salt, your pepper, and your garlic salt. Bit of olive oil. And a little bit of chili powder. And this mix always makes for an awesome southern mix.
Sounds like it's got some kick in there. All right.
Absolutely. This is a really quiet blender, so won't make too much noise. We hit it.
Awesome.
Gotta get a nice little mix going.
Well, Chef Gus, I know a lot of people on the east side and all across San Antonio in the restaurant industry have been facing challenges and struggling. How have your place been making out during the pandemic?
We've been very blessed, doing very good. Right now, we're working with Sage as well as another couple companies that we're providing grants. We're building together. So they're out to build us a deck now on the front for social distances and seating. Right now, we've been pretty much doing to-go, and delivery we'll be starting as well soon. So we're just doing walk-up and to-go right now, ordering online. And we switched over pretty fast. So I mean, as soon as I saw this coming, I kind of immediately switched to the to-go format. I figured that this might be something that would get a little deeper.
Right.
So we're really blessed to start early and get in the mix early. And so we've been extremely fortunate.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Pivot, that is definitely the
Absolutely.
magic word. All right, so you got that blended up.
Got it blended up. This is the final sauce right here. Make it look pretty. This is where it comes out to. So we'll go ahead and just make a quick glass of this. Get this stuff out the way.
While Chef Gus is putting that together, big shout out to Red Berries for having us here in this beautiful kitchen. This is a beautiful facility. It's my first time getting a chance to come. So really excited about the upcoming event. Oh, wow,
Nice
that
martini
is
glass to
thick
make this
and
look beautiful.
lots of protein too, right?
Absolutely.
So would you call this a keto dish? Because you got, you know, your vegetables,
Absolutely,
your
you
meat.
could.
It's probably low in carbohydrates too, right?
Absolutely. And you got your protein from your avocado.
Oh, wow.
And that could be either mixed in or garnished. I mean, just to make it look pretty, I like to do it like that.
And it just really looks fresh and light.
Yes.
Can appreciate that.
And you garnish it with some blue corn chips. It just makes it look awesome. I'll turn this around for the camera as well. And just top with a little bit of fresh cilantro at the top. And this prep time is on this is maybe 15 minutes. And then, you know, as you see, just the preparation time is, you know, 5-10 minutes.
Oh, wow, that is gorgeous.
If you guys could get that shot right there, and that is your ceviche, salmon southern style.
Southern style ceviche.
Absolutely.
Chef Gus, thanks so much for joining us today. This is a beautiful, beautiful dish.
I'm gonna kill it with the sesame seeds, finish it off, bam. All right.
All right, Southern style ceviche, Chef Gus, owner of Sweet Yams. Be sure to check him out. Thanks a lot for being with us tonight. We've got more chefs on the way, and we'll see you shortly.
Oh my goodness. Did you all devour your food like I just did mine? Thank you again, Chef Gus. Next up, we'd like to hear from one of our Bexar County and Sage Emergency Fund recipients, Armin Babajanian, Chief Executive Officer of a nonprofit located here in Bexar County called World Affairs Council of San Antonio. Make sure your ovens are ready to go at $2.75, and don't forget, text SAGE-SA to 44-321 to donate and use the hashtag. Take it away, Armin.
Armin Babajanian, World Affairs Council of San Antonio. So the World Affairs Council, what we do, we enhance the public understanding of world affairs and U.S. foreign policy, and we also promote community engagement in international affairs. What we like to say is we take San Antonio to the world and bring the world to San Antonio. It's one of roughly 90 organizations across the country under the umbrella of the World Affairs Councils of America, bringing foreign ambassadors, current ambassadors, people who have some experience, cultural experience, political experience, government experience, and to share that with the community. When the pandemic hit, we were thinking how we could best utilize what we have and how to continue furthering our mission with the card that we've dealt with. And so we went virtual starting right after the pandemic hit. In April, we started our virtual programming. We started with how COVID was impacting the global arena, since that is our expertise. And since then, we have done other virtual programming and Instagram Lives from all over the world. And there have been some financial detriment because of the pandemic, as a lot of nonprofits, as a lot of for-profits have experienced. We tend to focus on what the positive is, including our partnerships with organizations like SAGE and others in the community. It was a community grant that we received, and we were, as a nonprofit, selected to receive that grant. And what that did was it really allowed us to continue our programming. We were able to share programs that we have not done before. The community here, the 7th largest in the country, always steps up to support. It's what the organization has done for us. It has allowed us, with its support, to fill that void that has been created because of the pandemic. I think what SAGE has done in the community is phenomenal. In a sense, it has put the Eastside on the map. The focus of what SAGE has done is truly magnificent, and not only for the Eastside, but it permeates throughout the community. This is an organization that has exceptional leadership, has a great team out there who cares and who stepped up when the time was needed. And so the experience has been wonderful, and you have big hearts, and you couple that with action, and that's what SAGE represents. So it's truly magnificent.
Thank you for sharing your story, Armin. We're so glad to serve as a platform to facilitate this grant to our community in its time of need. This work that we do it for our community. This work that we do takes a lot of time and dedication, and thankfully, we have amazing staff that help with our community and their needs. Take a moment to see our beautiful and hardworking team, My Sage Village. Chef Charles Ragland has been cooking up delicious dining experiences at home, businesses, and events all across San Antonio and Austin since 2002. From 2004 to 2007, Chef Charles Ragland received an award for Top Chef on behalf of Indiana Culinary Arts. Chef Ragland caters to each of his clients' unique and personal preferences as he serves a myriad of clients, from busy professionals and families to offices and corporate events. Chef is a strong believer in food feeding more than just the body, but also the soul. Get ready for a wonderful entree.
Hello, my name is Patrick Moton, and welcome to SAGE's 2021 Taste the Dream Gala. We've got an amazing array of chefs in store for you tonight. But first off, we've got our first chef, Chef Charles Ragland. He's got prepared for us an amazing dish. Chef, tell us a little bit about what you have made for us today.
Our first entree is going to be steak au pois, and second entree is going to be a vegetarian dish, which is the butternut risotto.
Awesome, awesome. So guys, pay close attention at home. I'm sure everybody wants to have a chance to learn how to do this. So tell me a little bit. Right now you're working on the sauce. So how are you preparing that?
So I'm starting out with some shallots, a little thyme, some butter, some coarse grained mustard, a little garlic, heavy cream, and some sherry. And what we'll do is get that going on the stovetop, and that'll go right over the steak.
Great. And so the piece of meat that you've got today, how do you go about selecting a great piece of meat? I know we all go through, and I'm looking at steaks and I'm wondering what's the best piece to have. How do you make that decision when you're looking for that perfect steak to cook?
So I use a lot of choice cuts, but you want to take the marbling into consideration. You want it to have a good marble fatty content, so that seasoning will go down over the steak.
Awesome, and I see you're cooking with real butter, real ingredients here. So the dish you're preparing, tell me a little bit about it.
So the filet mignon gets a peppercorn crusted on one side and then seared on that side to lock in the peppercorn seasoning.
All right, we got some fresh onions going in there. Guys, I'm getting hungry already. I love a great steak. So you're melting on, you get a little caramelization going on those onions, it looks like, stirring those in. Now, when you prepare your steak, do you take a steak cold out the refrigerator? Do you let it cool, warm up to room temperature? How do you
Definitely.
get ready?
Normally when I pull my steak out of the refrigerator, I let it sit for about 15 minutes before even considering putting it on the stove.
Gotcha. 15 minutes. Let that piece of meat sit for 15 minutes. That's our first good point from a top chef on how to make a steak. So you got the butter going, got the caramelization going. Now what are we doing with these herbs here?
So now I'm going to add a little thyme, a little garlic, and start sauteing that in.
Oh.
And then add my heavy cream and sherry.
Guys, I can actually smell these seasonings already here on the cutting board. This is gonna be delicious. So tell me about how you got your start. I know you're from Detroit. Got a lot of homies from Detroit. Give me a little sense of what that Detroit flavor is like when you're talking about your cooking and how that's added to your style.
So I went to culinary school, actually in Indiana, and started getting involved with different fundraisers and regional galas and everything. And me and my wife started our family there and got tired of the cold and said, why not move to Texas? So we planted a flag here 8 years ago, and this is home.
So tell us a little about where you cook. How can folks find you? Where do you get access to this great cuisine?
I actually do a personal chef in-home service where I come to your home and give you that fine dining experience in the comfort of your home.
Oh, wow. This is gonna be great. Now, what are you cooking your steak on? Do you heat that skillet up? You put it on cast iron? How are you preparing that meat?
Cast iron, love the cast iron skillet. Take those everywhere I go. And the peppercorn, I sear that in the cast iron skillet and prepared. I use cast iron for almost everything.
Okay, and add a little sherry in there.
The sherry, I'm gonna cook off the alcohol and just keep the flavor for it.
All right.
So we'll let that cook, let that alcohol cook off.
We're gonna cook that alcohol off. Whatever's left, I'll take care of that.
And then I'll add in
oh, that looks good.
the heavy cream.
Looks good. Guys, you can see those colors coming together when that alcohol is cooking off. You can smell that garlic, smell those herbs. Man, I am ready. All right, so what do we got next? We got our sauce going here. We're gonna put a little heavy cream in.
A little heavy cream now to thicken it up. And we have some prepared dishes already. I'm gonna give this a couple more quick turns.
All right.
And we'll pull those out of the warmer.
So do you let your steaks sit overnight? Do they sit in a marinade? Do you do a dry rub, a wet rub? How do you let them?
So depending on the dish, I'll either use a dry rub, a marinade, but yes, I like to let them sit overnight in that seasoning, whatever it is, whether it be a rub or a marinade.
Here's a look at the finished product. This is beautiful. Now forgive me, can you tell me the name of this again? I'm from Alabama, so my R's and L's go together different ways. This is a French dish, right?
Butternut risotto.
Buttermilk risotto.
Butternut.
Butternut risotto, okay,
and,
great.
And this is gonna be steak à pois.
Steak à pois. Oh, that sounds good. Now I know risotto is very important that you don't overcook it. What's your key to making perfect risotto?
Patience. A lot of people have a tendency to steer away from risotto because it can be a difficult dish to cook. So just patience with it and constantly stirring it and adding your heavy cream and your chicken stock.
Oh, keeping it moist. Oh, this looks so good, guys. Wow. All right, so tell me about your sides here. You've got some asparagus, some maybe red potatoes.
Roasted red medley potatoes and sauteed asparagus.
Man, are we gonna be able to cut into this? Do we have a
Definitely.
knife and a fork?
We sure do.
We're about to
There
dig
you
in
go.
here and get a little taste. I cannot wait. Oh wow, that knife just like goes through that like butter.
Like butter.
And get a little taste of potato in there with that. Wow. And that sauce. So many flavors in that sauce. Chef, this is great.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Let me try this risotto. Wow, that's good.
And this is a vegetarian dish, your butternut risotto.
Wow. This is great. Amazing food, amazing chef. Chef Radcliffe, thank you so much for joining us today. It has been a treat learning about this great dish. Stay tuned for more from today's Taste the Dream Gala. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Chef. I cannot wait to dig in. While we eat, let's hear from one of our storefront grant recipients, Gardopia Gardens, an education-based local nonprofit garden here located on the East Side. CEO and founder, Stephen Lucky.
My name is Stephen Lucky, and I am the CEO and founder of Gardopia Gardens. Well, Gardopia Gardens is an organization, 501c3 nonprofit that teaches people about healthy lifestyles and environmental stewardship through garden-based learning. We were blessed to start a half-acre micro farm here on the east side of San Antonio, down on Nolan and New Braunfels. And in addition to our physical location, we have outreach programs. So those outreach programs are our garden-based learning program, where we do courses, classes, and workshops for youth and adults. We have a garden volunteering program where people can come to Gardopia, and we also have partner gardens that we send volunteers out to support. Then we have our farmers market program. Our last program is our Build a Garden program, where we actually go and we build gardens for people, whether it's a church, a restaurant, a community center, a house, wherever. Like, we just want people to grow food anywhere and everywhere that we can. I started Gardopia because I had a passion for health and wellness, and I wanted to spread that passion and spread that knowledge, and I believe that gardening is a good way to bring together healthy lifestyles. Gardopia was started to really create a healthier San Antonio. And then we also partner with universities, corporations that will come out. So the Spurs have come out to Woodard Park, and Valero's come out to Gardopia, UTSA, Incarnate Word. I mean, we're just able to really tap into that community service that San Antonio is known for. When we got to those lots, we needed to put a gate there to like define the border. We didn't have any money when we got started, so I just went around and got a whole bunch of pallets. And we made a little fence, so the storefront facade grant was able to help us achieve some of that by putting up a sliding gate. We put up multiple gates so that we can open it in the morning, people can come in and hang out, and then at night we can close it. You know, Sage has been pretty supportive of us really from the beginning. We were able to work with Russell when y'all first started up the back office program and help a little bit with our books. And now, you know, getting this storefront facade grant. Hello East that started a few years back as well, right in front of Gardopia on North New Braunfels is always great. Sage is a great community resource that's provided us the help and the support we need as a small organization serving the East Side. So the East Side is well positioned for a prosperous decade, and I think the rest of the century. And Sage is here to be a part of that.
Now that is local gardening at its finest. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you and Gardopia Gardens provide to our East Side community. We want to give a special thank you to all of our sponsors that made tonight happen. Thank you. Chef Cynthia Irene De La Fuente currently serves as the program director for the baking and pastry program at St. Philip's College and has served San Antonio for the past 20 years. Chef De La Fuente holds accolades such as Texas Chefs Association San Antonio Pastry Chef of the Year for 2005 and 2006. She is also the 2005 Pastry Chef of the Year for the state of Texas. Teaching is Chef De La Fuente's highest honor and is a constant reminder of the importance of the education system that serves many on the East Side. Get ready for a delicious dessert.
Welcome back to Sage's 2021 Taste the Dream Gala. We are so excited today. We have Chef Cynthia De La Fuentes with us. She is making dessert, which I'm sure is the part we've all been waiting for, right? Chef De La Fuentes, we talked a little bit. You're from St. Philip's College. You're in charge of, I don't know, a ton of different things over there. Chef De La Fuentes has studied abroad. She has learned so much about the art of making pastries. Tell us a little bit about what you're gonna prepare today, and then I might ask you some questions about yourself while you're cooking.
Sure. Well, I know after the year we've had, we need some joy. So this is the perfect dessert that's gonna just put a smile on your face. It's got fresh strawberries, puff pastry, and a chocolate ganache, so that nice chocolate and strawberry combination. And it's crispy and creamy, and it's everything you want in a dessert. And it's very simple to make it look wonderful.
Wow, well, it's absolutely beautiful. Folks at home, I can tell you I'm already smelling this. I'm excited about getting a taste. So walk us through what we're gonna be doing tonight.
Okay, so what our guests are going to be receiving are gonna be all the components that they need in order to make this dessert. And once you see the components, you're gonna realize that it does not take anything complicated in order for something to be spectacular and to taste really good. So what we have here are our little layers of puff pastry. So in France, this is called millefeuille, which is 1,000 leaves, and it's really described because of the way that laminated doughs are made with puff pastry. It's layered and layered with butter and dough to get 1,000 layers, and so it puffs up nice and crispy. So we're gonna start off with one layer. And we're going to first, also, the next thing we need to do is to select our berries. Really important that you try to get uniform, pick the ones that look the best and have the best shape, and wash them really well. The best way to clean your strawberries after you've rinsed them is to take a damp towel and clean them very thoroughly, because strawberries tend to hold a lot of grit.
Oh,
so
wow,
we always
never knew
want to
that.
do that, yes. And so here's the trick. So we're gonna be layering this, so we need it all to have a nice balance. So we need to trim our berries to make sure we have a nice flat surface for them to build on. So we're also going to cut each berry in half. So I cut it in half, and then I cut the bottom to cut the little blossom part off, and just the top so that it'll be nice and level. And we're gonna do that with a few of our berries. So this is just kind of our preparation.
Chef, let me ask you while you're doing that, how do you know when strawberries are too old? I mean, that is like, I taste a little bit, is it a little mushy? I'm trying to figure out in the refrigerator. How do you know when you've had strawberries in there too long?
Well, strawberries tend to hold really well, especially if you buy organic. However, you do need to make sure that you wash them right away, that you dry them properly, that you don't crowd them when you put them back in the containers to put them in your fridge. If you leave them out this way, they'll tend to stay fresher longer.
Okay.
And the way to know is you just kind of have to feel. If you feel soft spots, it's time to turn it into a sauce and not eat it fresh.
Got you. Awesome. Well, this looks great.
So we're just gonna do some trimming here.
And folks at home, I don't know if you can see all the layers here in the puff pastry, but you have all these layers from where this is puffed up. This is really light and airy.
And that's
really excited.
Exactly how we want our puff pastry. It takes a lot of labor in order to make puff pastry, but it's so worth it in the end.
Well, Chef De La Fuentes, tell us a little bit about how you got started in cooking. How'd you get this passion? Was it always pastries? Was it just cooking? How'd you get your start?
No, actually, I started off as a hot food chef, believe it or not. But every time I tried to bake something, it never worked. And I just got really angry about it. And so I got to figure this out because I was supposed to be able to do this. So it got really involved in it, and I realized that baking is a science, and it's chemistry, and it's timing, and it's precision, and it was a lot harder than hot food cooking. So I just kind of focused my attention on that, and now that's what I love to do, and I enjoy it so much.
Wow. Well, this is definitely coming together.
So,
and so folks, you can see at home how she's spacing those strawberries out.
Yes.
Giving that area in between there to put your other goodies in.
And we do want to have, each side is going to have a berry, if we can squeeze it in there. But we do want to have a little gap in the middle because we do want to add our chocolate sauce, because I think strawberries and chocolate just go so well together.
Absolutely.
So now we're just going to pipe our pastry cream. Now, pastry cream is a mixture of milk and egg yolks and sugar and some thickener so that we have this nice and light and creamy filling. It's the most commonly used filling that we have in pastry. We put all kinds of things in it, and we use it in all kinds of desserts. And it's just a great basic vanilla cream that we like to use.
Kind of like what goes in the middle of a cream donut.
Yes, yes, like that.
Awesome.
So now we've got one layer, and the same thing, we're gonna just do that all over again.
Wow. So what kind of chocolate? Is there specific chocolate that you're using for this?
This is, I'm using a semi-sweet chocolate, but a ganache, which is my favorite sauce to make, is so simple. You're gonna use a really good quality chocolate and then heavy cream. You boil the cream, you pour it over your chopped chocolate, and you just let it sit for about a minute. And then you whisk it up together, and you get this beautiful, glossy, delicious chocolate filling that
I'm looking at
is
it
to die for.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Truly it is. And you can use it as a filling. If you make it a little runnier, you can pour it over cakes and make beautiful finishes. It is another one of those common and very popular staples that we use in the industry for making our desserts decadent. So on the top, just to give it a little garnish, because I love chocolate, so more chocolate I can put on something, the better. Sometimes you just got to throw all the chocolate at it. So I'm going to put a little swirl on the top.
When in doubt, put chocolate on it.
That's right.
That's a good strategy. Folks at home, when in doubt, put chocolate on it. You heard that here first from Patrick.
So now, just the little garnish, you know, you're gilding the lily. You just want to put a little bit of a fan of strawberry. So you're going to
This is too pretty to eat. I mean, it's so level.
See, and I'm telling you all my tricks so that you can get it to come out just as nice for you. And there you go.
Look at that.
Simple.
Wow.
Delicious, and your guests are going to look at it and say, how did you do that? And you're going to, just don't share your secrets.
Okay. Well, one more time, what is this called again?
It is a strawberry millefeuille.
A strawberry millefeuille, which means many leaves, correct? Yes. I was listening, many leaves. This is beautiful. Chef De La Fuente, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Thank you on behalf of Sage here at the beautiful Red Berry Kitchens. This is gorgeous.
Well,
Once again, we'll talk to you soon.
Yes.
Have a great night.
That was an absolutely great dessert. Love chocolate, love strawberries. Thank you again, Chef Cynthia. And to all of our featured chefs, thank you. We couldn't have done this without you. So please make sure you show your support and check out their food again. Visit their property, check them out online, support the Eastside, because that's what we do by supporting our small businesses. Thank you everyone for spending your evening out, in, with us tonight. We, just like the rest of the world, have changed how we do so many things, and a virtual gala was a first for us. It wasn't easy, but it sure was a lot of fun. I want to personally thank you for making tonight such a successful event. With your continued support, I am certain that we will continue to grow the Eastside. Thank you to our board, our sponsors, the RK Group and Red Berry Estate for this beautiful venue, our chefs, guest speakers, national anthem, invocation, master of ceremonies, and all of you who made tonight possible. Yes, it's a little different, but I hope it had the same impact as when we were in person. I hope you take away from tonight that we spent most of 2020 in support mode, assisting our small businesses through numerous grant programs, helping hundreds of businesses apply for grant assistance through the city and county grant programs, and the Payroll Protection Program. We passed out hundreds of supplies of PPE, and we worked with the city to create an outreach hub of information and assistance. This is all on top of our signature programs like the Storefront Grant Program, the Sage Back Office Program, community engagement, our Eastside business briefings, and much more. And we do all of this under the umbrella of a federal designated promise zone. We never shut down the programs that we offer. We simply changed how we provide them. One of my favorite quotes that I use often is that you can never live a perfect day until you do something for someone that can never repay you. With your attendance here tonight and your support, you have done exactly that. We look forward to seeing you again soon in person or on one of our many virtual events that we have planned this year. So stay safe, stay healthy, and stay Eastside strong. And I hope you join me when we say, we're all in.